Alright, welcome to a Will Santana film review. And today we're doing the Blu-ray review for a movie I've just been dying to review. And it's based on a true story. You know what? It's not even based. It is a real story. And I brought my good time friend over here, Blair B-Rock Photography over here. Introduce yourself, B-Rock.
What's going on, everybody? Blair Brockington, also known as B-Rock from B-Rock Photography. I'm very happy to be here. I love movies, even though photography is my first love. But the movie that we're about to go through today, when I was asked to review it, I just had to say yes. This is one of my top favorite movies. Went to the movies by myself for the first time to see this, and I was not lonely, son. I was in it, and I loved it. Okay,
well, B-Rock, as you know, he's a photographer, as we just stated, but me and him have some great movie talk, so hey, let's get into the review. He knows his movie, I can vouch for that. But we may give some spoilers away because guess what? The movie is spoiled within the first 30 seconds, and if you're from the Bay Area, you already know this story. Right?
Yeah.
They already know this story. So hey, let's get into it. This is the movie based on Oscar Grant. Fortunately, he had a bad accident on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day. It was on both.
Yeah,
it was on around the same time. And unfortunately, he was gunned down by a police officer. He was unarmed. Kind of relates to the Trayvon. It's a very sad story. You see the actual real footage within the first 30 seconds of the movie before it gets into the acting with Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, it was, I would just have to say it was very sad. I really didn't know much about the situation until the movie came out and I did some research. And the way they portrayed the character was really good. The movie allows you to get to know the character throughout the movie. I know a lot of people's like, get to the action or get to what happened, but this movie allows you to appreciate who he was before the whole tragedy happened. Yeah. So that's what I definitely appreciate about the movie the most.
And the movie follows his last 24 hours. It's not based on his entire life. It's the last 24 hours. And I think they do an excellent job of showing that he was not a perfect man. He had flaws, he had anger issues, he had financial issues. They made him seem like he was human, normal, you know. He was going through the everyday struggle. You can see some positive things that he was doing. You know, at the end, was him being murdered justified or not? That's up for you to judge. I personally don't think it was, you know, regardless of who he was, what happened on that night and everything. But, you know, you watch it for yourself. It really covers his last 24 hours of his life, and it shows you everything. You know, the movie has a few fictional things in there, but you could still pretty much get a good feeling. It's very minute. Very minute.
Yeah, they still wanted to tell a story, and they weren't there to know exactly what happened, but they wanted to give you something to see as accurate as possible, but at the same time it's still a movie, so you definitely still want to have that, I guess, entertainment aspect of, okay, I'm watching a movie, but at the same time they just wanted to cover that this was a real event, this really did happen.
Exactly. And for me, I really love the movie. It's very sad, even though you know how this movie is going to end. You already know, like I said, they show you the ending of the first 30 seconds. So you know how this movie is going to end. It's just seeing it lead up to it. I got to give this movie a 5.0 out of 5. I got to give it a perfect 5. I love this movie that much.
I would give it a 5.1 if I could. It was definitely that kind of movie for me. I'm very hard when it comes to movies, just like I am my photos. If I see something that I don't like, I point it out. But again, like I said, with them really pushing to get to know the character through his last 24 hours, that's why I appreciate it the most. So I definitely give it a 5 out of 5 for that.
And I'm really shocked that this movie, or this the incident, not say the movie, the incident did not get as much coverage as like the Trayvon Martin, and you know, like now I'm starting to think like Kenneth Walker, something that happened here locally in Columbus, Georgia, should have got more exposure, more media, because like my wife, as y'all know, she's from California. She knew the whole story. I was just totally clueless of this. I had no idea, you know? Yeah,
I was the same way. Like I said, I didn't know much about it until the movie came out. And it happened probably, what, a couple years after I graduated?
I think it happened in 09.
09? Yeah, so I graduated in, what, 07. So I didn't know anything about it until the movie came out, and that's when I really started doing my research. So that way I can get a better feel of what happened, rather than just watching the movie and be like, oh, I saw the movie, I know what happened. You know, some people do that, unfortunately.
Okay, now we're on to the video portion of the review. The movie was an ABC encode. It has lots of grain on it. Remember, this movie came out in Sundance first. It's an independent film first before Forrest Whitaker got his hands on it. So the budget It's not a major blockbuster film that you may be used to seeing and everything, so the video quality is not amazing, but colors are still pretty vibrant. It's not as vibrant because it's a dark movie, you know, with the look they were going for, so I don't want to penalize them for that. But overall, I would probably give the video, for a Blu-ray copy, a 3.0.
Okay. Now, he can have that because all the technical stuff he was talking about, okay. I'm cool on that. But nah, I'm more of the Photoshop type guy. But I can talk about the actual cinematography and the way they really captured the movie. I really like the fact that in some of the scenes, you know, they would show him showing text messages on his cell phone, or the way they would really capture it. As far as like how the camera shakes, I don't know what the technical term that is. I'm really big on that when it comes to indie films. I'm a big, huge indie film fan before any big commercial movies. So I definitely appreciate the raw feel of the movie. The movie felt very raw. You really felt like you could connect to the character based on how they shot the movie. So even the sad scenes, they were pretty quiet with it. And yeah, with that, they were rather quiet so they can keep you as personalized with the character as possible. So I really definitely like that aspect. So I can give it about a 4.
You give it about a 4? About 4. And my 3.0 is not a bad score for an independent film with the budget they have, and like they gave you that 90s look to it. Not even 90s, but like the text messaging that they were showing with the phone, showing you that the flip phones were still in style back then. So he captured it for the time I think it really was, you know what I'm saying? You know, showing the hood, you know, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
And I love like some of the colors he used make it so dark because of the tone of the movie. You know what I'm saying? He didn't fool you. You knew what was going on, what was happening. So I agree with his score. I understand it. Not my same score, but I respect it.
Most definitely.
Alright, now to the audio. It's a DTS HD 5.1 audio. I know you surround sound fans are going to be a little disappointed, but it's not that type of movie. It's dialogue driven. You're following one man all day. You know, the most you hear the subwoofers of the whole 5.1 channels is basically when he's on the train and all you know what's about to happen. Like I said, the movie gives it away in the first 30 seconds.
True. Yeah, it really wasn't big on audio at all as far as like music or anything like that. Kind of like a Lost in Translation film. How quiet that movie was to really just keep you in tune with what it was. That's pretty much how this kind of played out. It wasn't as quiet as that movie, because that movie was pretty just silent. But this here really just kept you in the mode with the character, as Will was saying. So they didn't want to keep you distracted with anything else that was going on that really didn't fit what the movie was about or what that whole situation was about. So I can definitely agree with why they kept it the way it did.
I mean, I don't want to penalize it too harshly for the audio, but I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna be fair. I want to give it a 3.0 because for the type of film it is. I want to go 3.0.
I think I can agree with that. 3.0 is fair. I'm not gonna go 4 or 5 because I really wasn't watching too much for the audio. But with the points that Will did make, I can definitely see where he was coming from. So I can definitely go with 3.
So overall, even though the video and audio scores are not so great, I feel like this is a movie you have to buy. Don't Netflix it, don't Redbox it, get out and buy it. This is a great film. You know, put the skin color away. Don't say it's a black film, it's an urban film, it's a true film. You know what I'm saying? A man died with a gun, and the bullet ain't got no color on it.
Yeah, artist once said, he was asked in an interview, do you consider yourself an artist or a black artist? And he said, I'm really not a black artist because I use all kind of colors. Yeah. So that's exactly what this movie is. It's just an artful film. Art-filled film. I definitely recommend going to spend your U.S. currency on this particular film right here.
Oh yeah, so January 14th, you got to get Fruitvale Station. January 14th, it's a must. You gotta buy it, whether you're gonna Amazon it. Okay, so y'all stay tuned. B-Rock, did you ever tell them how they could
yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Blair B-Rock Brockington. You can also find me on Twitter, Photos Brock. Photo Brock rather, and then Instagram Photos Brock with an S. And you'll have that all down here somewhere. I don't know if you can hear it. It's gonna be somewhere. And y'all be able to type it in and find it on your phone and go, oh, he's so dope. Oh, Will did a good job with him. I just go ahead and just come on my page, add me, And from there, if you're looking for some photos, by all means.
All right, so y'all make sure y'all subscribe to my page, my channel and everything. Subscribe to B-Rock, add him, whatever you want to do. Leave comments, tell us what you think of the movie. We'll respond. I'll make sure B-Rock even responds and everything. You know, he's a close friend of mine. B-Rock will be back from time to time, you know what I'm saying? He's not in Columbus locally, but you know, he does come once in a while, so I will have him from some more reviews. As you see, he's very informative with his information and everything. He's a huge movie buff fan, okay? He loves movies. Do not be fooled by his name photography. Do not be fooled by that. Because guess what? Photographers still work with a camera.
What'd he say?
Yep, I'm out.
They got videos too.